In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature portfolio provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
है भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Check. This is my temple, this is my mental be sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
और क्या चल रहा है?
मामा, मैं तो ना सोशल मीडिया पे वीडियोस देखकर ही शेयर्स खरीदती हूँ। टेंशन ही खत्म।
क्या बात है? लो, मेरी फेवरेट मिर्ची की चटनी खाओ।
हाय, इतनी देगी? आप खाओ, मुझे सूट नहीं करती।
वाह चतुराइन। अच्छा, तुम्हें किसी और का टेस्ट सूट नहीं होता, तो किसी और का इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान सूट हो जाता है?
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने अपनी सूझबूझ की ही माने। धीम तान धन धीम तान धीम तान तन
everybody. Warm welcome wherever you are, from wherever you are, and whenever you are watching, live or until the end of time. You're here with me for another flavorful regional final of JK Tyre presents the Hindu Business Line Celebration Quiz 2024, powered by Indian Oil Corporation in association with BSc and university partner Amity University, Gurugram. It has been a captivatingly consistent journey of 21 annual editions of India's premier corporate quiz championship. And with great joy bringing this quiz to you, I am your quiz master, Ajay Punya. The competitive stream of this season has been flowing already for a few weeks, beginning with a 2-week-long preliminary round where over 3,500 corporate executives, business professionals, B-school students and MBA aspirants gave their all to reach the stage where we're at today. And today, we are a short hop away from the iconic landmarks of the nation's capital in readiness for a landmark battle ourselves with the participants from Delhi. They have their work cut out for them, as the one that ends today's 4 rounds with more points against their name qualifies ahead to the national final. For it's only a win that gets you in attendance at the national final at the BSc in Mumbai on the 20th of October. And once there, you will undertake the season's biggest test against the season's best for the most coveted intellectual title and win a mouth-watering prize money worth rupees 1.5 lakhs. There's first prize of rupees 75,000, second prize of rupees 50,000, and third of rupees 25,000. Time now to unveil the Delhi congregation waiting in the wings, beginning with a name not unknown to viewers of Cerebration Delhi. He won here in 2021, but the 2 editions since, his wings have been clipped. He's here again as the 3 previous years. It's like he never left. This is Ayush Avasti from EY. Following him, our next contestant ping-pongs between Delhi and Mumbai, playing from Delhi in 2021. It didn't quite work out. He then brought his life and luck to Mumbai, a move that fetched him second runner-up at the national stage last year. And this time, he has ponged to Delhi again, intending to free his lances at the national final. He is a freelancer. This is Abhinav Dar. Next up, back after a year's gap, seated number 3 is Anand Raj from SAIL. Seated number 4, we welcome a fresh challenge coming from Pradyumna Chaudhary from Unstop. Next on the list, he's here like he was last year. He's our only student represent. This is Bhavya Bansal from Delhi University. And finally, runner-up at the national stage 2 years in a row. Not a tag he aspired for, but a tag he has repeatedly tired for. He is Rohan Khanna from Barclays. So, ladies and gentlemen, this arguably is the most recognized lineup amongst all regionals that is on the road to the Cerebration final and will go raging against each other. But amidst us for now, enriching us with his thoughts at the celebration of Cerebration is its cornerstone, Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan, editor, BusinessLine. Sir, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from BusinessLine. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the regional rounds of the 21st edition of the Hindu Business Line Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024. We are thrilled to have so many brilliant minds competing in this prestigious event. First, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each one of you for making it this far. The response we received during the preliminary rounds has been nothing short of overwhelming. This year, we received over 3,500 entries from professionals across various sectors, showcasing the incredible diversity and talent that exists within the corporate world today. Your enthusiasm and passion for knowledge are what makes this quiz so special. The Hindu Business Line Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024 has always been a platform that brings together sharp minds from the business, corporate, and business schools to engage in a battle of wits and intellect. It's not just about winning, but about celebrating the spirit of inquiry and continuous learning that drives our professional journeys. Today, you will face challenging and thought-provoking questions that will test your acumen, awareness of current affairs, and analytical thinking. I encourage all of you to give it your best shot, enjoy the experience, and make the most of this exciting opportunity to connect with like-minded professionals from across your city and the country. I'd also like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our partners, without whom this event would not have been possible. A big thank you to them. They are JK Tyres, Indian Oil, Bombay Stock Exchange, and Amity University. Your support is invaluable, and we are really grateful for your contributions in making this 21st edition a grand success. I'd also like to thank our wonderful quizmaster, Ajay Punia, who has been with us for several years now doing this quiz. He never fails to bring out the best in our participants. With that, let's get started, and may the best team win. Best of luck to every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Shri Anshuman Singhania, MD, JK Tyre Industries Limited, for his address. Sir, please.
Hello, everyone. We are delighted to be part of the Business Line Celebration Quiz 2024. At JK Tyres, our focus has always been on discovering new paths and striving for excellence. This quiz reflects the values of knowledge, challenge, and determination. These qualities are truly admired. JK Tyre proudly supports the talent and innovation through meaningful partnerships. We strongly believe that the knowledge and the drive to succeed are true forces of progress, just like how innovation drives our tires to handle all terrains. My heartiest congratulations to all the finalists. Your dedication is inspiring. I wish you all the very best, and may your intellect lead you to success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now finally, I would request Professor P.B. Sharma, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Haryana.
My warmest greeting to you, the budding professionals of the world of business from Amity University, Gurugram. We take immense pride in our university here in creating the future-ready professionals for the world of management and for the world of business. And I'm so delighted that the Hindu has organized the corporate quiz for the budding professionals. My very best wishes to you for your final rounds, and I wish you the best of the luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now, most crucially, a recognition of the courtesy of our partners who made the Hindu Business Line Celebration 2024 possible. Presenting partner, JK Tyre. It's powered by Indian Oil. It's brought to you in association with BSc and university partner, Amity University, Gurugram. Thank you, dear partners. So, participants, bring your buzzers up, for the competition will now commence, and opportunities will now offer themselves aplenty. Let's begin with a round which has in the previous editions become a point of no return. That is, if you hit panic stations. It's called wildcard. 4 questions with 2 clues each on the buzzer. If you hit the buzzer on the first clue, I'll request you to unmute and give an answer. If you give me a right answer, you get 10 points. But if you don't give me a right answer, I won't immediately give you a negative. I will ask you whether you want to play a wildcard. If you decide to play a wildcard, I will give you a clue to the same question. And if now you give me a right answer, so provisional negative for the first incorrect answer, and now a +5 for a right answer keeps your score to 0. So you don't lose anything if you take a wild card and get it right. But if you take a wild card and still get it wrong on the second try, that gets you another negative. So that will be a -5 and a -5. However, if you give me a wrong answer after the first clue and you decide against taking the wild card, I will give you a negative and I take the question to somebody else on the buzzer. I will allow for everybody to hit the buzzer on the same question, and provided whether we're asking the question to you on the first clue or the second clue, that's how we'll play. That's how we'll give or take away points. So if you're ready, we'll start with the first of our four questions coming up on your screen now. A British slang for money. This three-letter onomatopoeic word is a GIF associated with the Spanish coach, who reacted thus when Netherlands scored against them in the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Because it's a three-letter answer, I will request for spellings. On the buzzer is Ayush.
I'll guess DOH. D-U-H.
D-U-H. I'm afraid that is incorrect. There's nobody else on the buzzer. I'll move on to the second clue. It was made popular recently as the sound when a character died in Roblox. What three-letter onomatopoeic word? Right, looks like we don't have any Roblox players. Maybe the age profile doesn't suit. But the answer that I was looking for, unfortunately, that's a negative to Ayush. You begin this quiz with a -5 is oof, right? So this is oof. So we'll move on now to the next question. Here's question number 2. Measuring 7 3/8 inches into 3 1/4 inches, this product rose to popularity during the Great Depression. Within a few decades, more than half of its production was by IBM. And to commemorate it, this Los Angeles building for IBM Aerospace was designed with windows modeled after it. I'll give this question to Rohan, because there was Rohan who was first on the buzzer. Sorry about it, Abhinav. Right, I delayed the resetting of the buzzer. But Abhinav, you're second. Rohan, what's your answer?
I'll say these are punch cards.
These are indeed punch cards. That is correct. And that's the building in question. Absolutely. That's the answer. That's well done to Rohan. Gets you 10 points for getting the right answer. And this is what the punch card looks like. These are the IBM punch cards, 12 rows and 80 columns. Well done, Rohan. That's 10 points to you. Right. So these were, preceding floppy disk and hard drives help increase the efficiency of office operations. We'll now move on to question number 3. Tim Harford, in his podcast, 50 Things That Made the Modern Economy, contends that this invention is probably the most important of the 19th century. It was termed as being lighter than air, stronger than whiskey, and cheaper than dust by its promoter, who you see here in the visual. On the buzzer is Bhavya.
Credit card?
Credit card, I'm afraid that's incorrect, Bhavya. Do you want a wild card?
No.
You don't want a wild card. All right, there's nobody else on the buzzer. So I'll move on to clue number 2. The natives called it the Devil's Rope. It made the civilization of the wild American West possible, as it solved a common livestock problem that prevented settlers from colonizing the West before. For +5, -5, anybody else? On the buzzer is Abhinav.
I'll say these are like barbed wires, or barbed wires.
As the Devil's Rope, that is correct. That's the answer. Absolutely, it is indeed barbed wires. So the barbed wires kept livestock out, and people could actually have a very reliable production of their agriculture. So barbed wires was called the Devil's Rope that prevented the free movement of livestock. And the promoter that you saw in the visual was a gentleman called John Von Gates. And that's a +5 to Abhinav, but a -5 to Bhavya. We now move on to the final question of this round. Here's question number 4. These are the only 4 holders of what rank equivalent of a secretary to the government of India to go on to be appointed as RBI governors. On the buzzer is Rohan.
I'll say these were finance secretaries who then went on to become RBI governors.
I'm afraid that's incorrect, Rohan. Do you want a wild card?
Yes.
Okay. On the right is the incumbent since 2022.
The Chief Economic Advisor, that's V. Anant Nageshwaran.
Yes, Rohan now corrects his incorrect answer. These are the chief economic advisors. So that was IG Patel, Manmohan Singh, Bimal Jalan, and Raghuram Rajan. And of course, the current chief economic advisor, Mr. V. Anant Nageshwaran, as identified correctly by Rohan. But that's a -5 on the earlier answer and a +5 on this answer means that Rohan gets nothing out of that question. And that is the end of the first round. Having amassed a few points in different corners, they're trying to scrape to the top. Early still, but an early advantage helps in keeping the nerves when the action intensifies, which it will. That I can promise. But on the other side of this break, stay with us.
दीक्षित बोल रहा था इस कंपनी के शेयर्स खरीद लो, बहुत मुनाफा होगा।
सर ये दीक्षित ने रिसर्च किया है?
I don't think so.
हाँ, तो कोई ठोस डेटा होगा उसके पास।
No, Mr. Mane. So what? टिप नहीं दे सकता क्या? हाँ?
सर ना डेटा है ना रिसर्च है, फिर तो टिप उसे वेटर को ही देनी चाहिए।
Nice one. Right यार?
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने, एरो गैरो की ना माने।
है भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो विजय हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
JK टायर, देश का टायर।
Welcome back. We journey ahead with a partner by our side, a partner whose association makes Cerebration possible in all its elegance. Our presenting partner, JK Tyre. In the next round, you will be assigned a partner for it's called Ride Together with JK Tyre. In this round, I'll be pairing you up on the basis of the seating order that's been allocated to you. So Ayush will be paired alongside Abhinav, Anand, you'll be paired alongside Pradyumna, and Bhavya, you'll be paired alongside Rohan. Everyone will get a direct question. So because you're all paired, so first the first member of the pairing will get a direct question and the other member is paired with them. So they listen to the answer that the direct participant is given, and then you will have to either accept, reject, or pass. And the second question, I will flip the order of pairing. The second player becomes the direct participant and the first player becomes the paired player, right? And yet again, the pattern repeats. For these two questions, you don't have to press the buzzer. So the other players will be on the buzzer. So the remaining four players will be on the buzzer for +5 and -5. Should the question remain alive and I don't have a right answer, it will pass to you for +5 and -5. Now, because there is a negative attached to a wrong answer, both the direct player and the paired player have an option of passing the question. But that option is not available to a player on the buzzer. So you'll have to hit the buzzer, and when your time arrives to give the answer, please give me an answer. You can't say pass. A pass would be equal to a wrong answer and will come with a -5. Right, so the first two questions will be for Ayush, followed by Abhinav. So I'll request both of you to keep your buzzers aside. The remaining players will be on the buzzer. And Ayush, you go first. Abhinav, you paired with him. So listen to his answer and decide accordingly. First question for Ayush. The remaining four players except Abhinav on the buzzer. Here it comes. Checkbook, dollar, Facebook, freelance, stadium, and most recently, as Prime Minister Modi said at a conference last month, moving to an era of Silicon X from an era of Oil X, are all employed for smooth conduct of what manner of negotiation whose name derives from a twice folded paper?
Can I answer?
Yeah, yes, please.
So this is diploma.
Okay. And question goes to Abhinav. Accept, reject, pass.
Yeah, I'll accept his answer.
All right, I'll give that to you. It's actually diplomacy, but it comes from the fact that it is diploma. So these are all various manners of diplomacy. The Greek word diploma, which comes from the die, is two, and the remainder comes from the folding of the paper. So it is diplomacy, which comes from diploma. So that's all right. So checkbook diplomacy, dollar diplomacy, Facebook diplomacy, freelance diplomacy, stadium diplomacy, and last month the Prime Minister said silicon diplomacy. Overtaking from an era of oil diplomacy. So I'll give that to you, Ayush. That's 10 points to you. And well done to Abhinav for accepting that answer. That's 5 points to you. Now we'll flip the order, and Abhinav, you get a direct question. Ayush, you paired alongside him. Others stay on the buzzer. Here's your question, Abhinav. In the 1870s was the first X-Commission, and in the 1880s was the first X-Act passed in India. Then, post-independence, the X-Act was passed, which was amended in 1987. What is X that was consolidated with others in the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020? What word am I looking for? Abhinav?
Yeah, I'll pass.
You'll pass. Ayush, anything you have on offer?
I'll pass.
You'll pass it too. So I'll go to Anand, who's on the buzzer.
I'm guessing it's labor, like Labor Commission, Labor Act.
That's not the answer, but you're not too away from the actual correct answer. This is a specific term, so here I will have to not be as lenient as I was the last time. The answer here is the Factory Act, right? Not the Labor Act. Yeah, I mean, it's close enough, but this is, I've given multiple versions of it. All of these were factory commissions, Factory Act, and that was consolidated with the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions, not labor, unfortunately, Anand. So I'll have to give you a negative on that one. So that's a -5 to Anand. We'll move on to the second pair. And this time, Anand, you'll get a direct question, and Pradyumna, you're paired alongside him. The remaining 4 participants stay on the buzzer. Anand and Pradyumna, if you're ready, Anand, please unmute yourself. Okay, here's your question, Anand. What 3-letter acronym connects the repository of trading data used by US regulators, an annual Indian exam first held in 1977, and turbulence in aviation generally above 15,000 feet? What 3-letter acronym?
I will guess CAT, C-A-T.
Okay, Pradyumna, you have anything to say about it?
I'll accept it.
And that is correct. That's the answer. It is indeed CAT. So that's Clear Air Turbulence, Consolidated Audit Trail, and the CAT exam. So what you see on screen is the very first CAT exam that took place in 1977, which gets admission into various MBA colleges. That is correct. Anand gets you 10 points. Well done. Now to Pradyumna, and I'll request all participants to please keep their hands and buzzers visible on screen. Quick reminder, everyone. Here's your question to Pradyumna, your question. And Anand, you're paired alongside him. Meaning light or mild, last year, JK Tyre launched what brand of premium tires specifically for high-end cars in India? Meaning light or mild.
Pass.
Passing, Anand.
I will also pass.
I'll take it to Bhavya, who's on the buzzer.
Levitas Ultra.
That is correct. It is indeed Levitas or Levitas Ultra. Then there was the Levitas Extreme series as well. So fine answer there. Bhavya, who's done his preparation well. So that's 5 points to you. Very good. Now we move on to the final pairing, and that's going to be Bhavya and Rohan. So you can both keep your buzzers aside. You don't need to buzz, but the remainder of the 4 participants are going to be on the buzzer. Bhavya, you don't have to press the buzzer, so you can keep the buzzer aside. Okay. So here's your question, Bhavya, and then to Rohan. So Bhavya, your question. In early 2020, Chinese airlines began offering a throwaway prices to attract passengers. The local media dubbed it as pork choy since they were cheap, such as the price of buying veggies. Now, my question is, what vegetable is pork choy? And thus, these prices were given that name.
I will pass.
You'll pass it to Rohan?
Yeah.
Rohan?
Yeah, I'll say these are like, lettuce or, lettuce or spinach, lettuce, which is like, available everywhere, used in salads, various dishes and so on.
Okay. I'm afraid I can't give you points for that. The answer, there is nobody on the buzzer. This is cabbage. So it's called specifically the Chinese cabbage. And this is called the cabbage prices. So unfortunately, because there's a negative attached to a wrong answer, I'll have to give Rohan a negative for that. However, I have a question now direct for
Ajay,
Rohan.
could I request Bhavya's hands up on screen, please?
Bhavya, you don't have to press the buzzer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can keep the buzzers aside. All right, just give me a second. Let me see if this is a variation that can be accepted.
Because lettuce and cabbage, I think, is the same thing, no? Ajay?
Yeah, I'm just I'm having a look. Let me see if that's an acceptable variation. Yeah, I think there are enough sources to suggest that could be accepted. Yeah, there are enough sources to indicate that could be accepted. So I'll have to correct myself there. Yeah, that's why the brief pause. So instead of a negative, Rohan, that's a plus 10. Right. So that's a plus 10, Rohan. Well done. Okay, 10 points to Rohan on that one, not a negative. Cabbage or lettuce. So these were called the cabbage prices, and that's fine. So it's also acceptable to take lettuce for it. We'll now move on to the last question for this round, and that's going to be a direct for Rohan. Alongside, paired with him is Bhavya. Rohan, your question. Others on the buzzer. These are a bunch of color reference cards inspired by and named after an employee of which company who originally modeled for it? Rohan, 2 seconds.
Pass.
Passing. Bhavya, do you have an answer?
No, I also don't have.
All right. So I'll take it on the buzzer. And on the buzzer, we have Pradyumna.
I'm guessing the company is Tiffany because of the gloves and the little black dress.
Right. I'm afraid that's not the answer. That's not what I was looking for. So that's a -5 to Pradyumna. So essentially, these color reference cards were used in photography. So every time you had the negative, negative, and you were trying to create an actual photograph out of it, you use these color reference cards to figure out if the colors have come out to be correct. And as you can imagine, all these were predominantly white color cards. So they weren't as racially sensitive. So over a period of time, the company then introduced certain racially sensitive cards. And the company in question is obviously Kodak. These were called the Shirley cards, named after Shirley Page, who was an employee, and that's her on the left who posed for these reference cards. And over a period of time, Kodak realized that, we need to be a little more racially sensitive. And so they introduced, with more models with various racial profiles. Those are certain cards that came in the 1990s. Right, so that's a -5 on that question to Pradyumna. And that brings us to the end of the second round. Some of those partnerships worked out all right, and that is exactly the kind of partnerships that we envisioned in this round, brought to you by our presenting partner, JK Tyre. There's a lot that has already happened, but there's a lot found wanting. Delhi will want more of Cerebration and of its represents, but on the other side of this break, stay with us.
हाँ, तेरी भी बात एकदम करेक्ट है। ये देख माने, 2 महीने में पैसा डबल। मैं तो इसी स्टॉक में पैसा लगाऊंगा।
लकी, यार तेरा वो 7 दिन में जवान करने वाला फेस पैक दिखा ना।
क्या बकवास कर रहे हैं? कुछ भी।
क्यों? जब तेरा स्टॉक 2 महीने में पैसा डबल कर सकता है तो लकी का फेस पैक 7 दिन में जवान नहीं कर सकता? हाँ?
राइट है। मिस्टर माने बड़े से आने, अब ना फंसना किसी बहाने।
Check, this is my temple, this is my mental peace sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
Welcome back. Success, as we have seen for centuries in the battlegrounds of Delhi, has required blood, sweat, and tears. But here at this virtual battleground, we see preparation, dedication, and commitment for a taste of success. At this appetizer juncture, the insatiable appetite is evident on the scoreboard. For now, we have Rohan, who's enjoying the top-down view, while others, Rohan, who's on 20, while others, starting with Abhinav, who's on 10 points, Ayush and Anand, both of you on 5 points apiece, and Pradyumna and Bhavya, both of you are on 0 points apiece, looking to climb up. They're all fighting, make no mistake, but they would like to feed more frequent and good-looking numbers to their names. Time to turn the tables or pile on the misery on others. We're offering premiums now in our penultimate round. It's called Indian Oil Super 8. Here in this round, I'll be offering you 8 questions, all of them on the buzzer. 10 seconds of time per question is what you have. 3 buzzers, 3 different individuals can attempt the same question, provided the question remains alive. And because the questions get progressively difficult, 5 points in the first 3 questions, 10 points on the next 3 questions, and 15 points on the final 2 questions. There's a flat -5 for a wrong answer. So whether it's a 5-pointer question, 10-pointer question, or a 15-pointer question, the negative remains constant. So first 3 questions, I will play for 5 points. So coming up on your screen, the first question now. Around 15 years ago, Indian Oil launched an umbrella brand of petrochemical products and intermediates under what brand name? On the buzzer is Rohan.
I'll say Servo.
Servo, I'm afraid that is incorrect. On the buzzer next is Bhavya.
Propel.
That is correct. Indeed, it is Propel. Absolutely not Servo, but Propel. Well done, Bhavya. That gets you 5 points. And unfortunately, Rohan, that's a -5. Now we move on to the next question. Here's number 2. Which international fashion, health, and lifestyle magazine published from France shares its name with a brand of women's shoes marketed by Bata? On the buzzer is Abhinav.
I'll say this is Mary Claire.
That is correct. Indeed, it is Marie Claire. So Marie Claire, the magazine, and Marie Claire, the range of shoes from Bata. That's a very good answer, Abhinav. Gets you 5 points. We now move on to the third of our 5-pointer questions. Here's number 3. Founded in the 1990s, which American retailer has a name which the founder admits means nothing, but deliberately contains a particular letter of the alphabet thrice? So it sounded Western to Japanese buyers. On the buzzer is Pradyumna. You're muted, Pradyumna.
Uniqlo.
Uniqlo. I'm afraid that's incorrect. Question goes to Abhinav.
Yeah, this is Lululemon. I mean, they
And
would
what's
not
the
be able
letter
to
in
say
question?
L. Yeah, they would
That
not be
is
able to
correct.
say. Yeah.
That is correct. It is Lululemon. So there is no L in Japanese. And so, Lululemon doesn't really mean anything. But, he just wanted to come up with a word which had a few L's so that the Japanese buyers would think that, this is some kind of high fashion brand. Not Uniqlo. Doesn't have those letters, any letter, in fact, repeated thrice. But fairly decent guess. At least you got the geography aspect. Actually, you jumped up on the geography aspect. It was a Western brand, not a Japanese brand. So that's a -5, unfortunately, Pradyumna, and a +5 to Abhinav. We now move on to 10-pointer questions. Here's question number 4. Crude oil can be distinguished as sweet or sour based on its content of what? It dates back to when crude was mostly used for indoor lighting Too much of the element caused a noxious smell and also tarnished the silver in the lamp. The quickest way to check for this before burning was to do a quick taste test. The more of the element, the more sour it tasted. On the buzzer is Rohan.
I think it's sulfur. The higher the sulfur.
Correct. That's the answer. It's the quantum of sulfur that defines whether it is sweet or sour. So that is the answer. That's well done to Rohan. Got a negative earlier in this round. Now gets a plus 10. Question number 5. This film was loosely based on the 1973 tennis match between Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. To pay tribute to Billie Jean King's tireless fight, 21st Century Fox decided to donate 79 cents to BJK's Women's Sports Foundation for every ticket sold to see the film on the opening weekend. My question, why 79 cents? Ayush?
I think this is to show the pay parity between the gender. So every woman gets paid 79 cents to $1 to a man.
Is correct. That's the answer. Absolutely. To raise awareness about the gender wage gap. So women, as per research, on 79 cents for every dollar that men earn. So that is why they, to highlight that, they offered 79 cents. That's very good. Ayush gets you 10 points. Next question, number 6. In computing, two words, XY, is used when security teams are unaware of their software vulnerability. And in sustainability, YX refers to a certain crisis seen in Chennai in 2019 and also in South Africa from 2018 to 2021. What are the two words, X and Y? On the buzzer is Abhinav.
Water shortage.
Water shortage and shortage water. I'm afraid that's incorrect. It's a -5, Abhinav. And it doesn't look like anybody else seems to be interested. The answer that I was looking for is 0 day or day 0. Right? So 0 day vulnerability in computing is when security teams are unaware of their software's vulnerability. And when you reverse the words, day 0 refers to, kind of water shortage crisis, which is what Abhinav sort of picked on, but it doesn't make sense for the other clue in the question, other part of the question. So that's day 0. So unfortunately, Abhinav, I'll have to give you a negative on that one. 2 questions remain. Now we raise the ante and we increase the points available to 15, which kind of, in my subjective opinion, will make it a little more difficult. So here's question number 7. What demeaning label, originally coined by a Russian Tsar in the mid-19th century for the Ottomans, has been used by various writers and publications since then, referring to any country facing economic difficulties, social unrest, or impoverishment? On the buzzer is Bhavya.
Sick Man of Europe.
That is correct. Absolutely. By Nicholas I of Russia, he called the Ottomans sick man of Europe. And when you actually go on to look for, what does sick man of Europe actually refer to? So you will see various labels just sort of using this, various publications using this very loosely. Germany, then UK, especially after Brexit, and so many other countries. So there is no one sick man of Europe. It depends on who's not in a good mood or who's in a foul mood about a certain country. But originally, it was assigned by the Russian Tsar Nicholas I for the Ottomans. Obviously, he wasn't too friendly with them. So that's 15 points to Bhavya. That's very well done. This is the first of the 2 15-pointers. We'll now move on to the final question for this round. What popular pandemic pastime is the source for these cityscapes designed in another pandemic pastime called Town Scraper? So what is the inspiration for these cityscapes designed in this game or toy called Town Scraper? There's unfortunately nobody who's answered this, and all of you will regret missing this because I'm guessing everybody has perhaps had some kind of an interaction with this popular pandemic pastime. Just have a look at the visuals for a second. The answer that I was looking for is Wordle, right? So these are all on the basis of the results that you achieve in Wordle. But so this is Town Scraper also came about in the pandemic. Although it's like a game, but they like to call it a toy because you can come up with various kinds of city designs. And these were all designs for buildings that were inspired by, the final result that you get in Wordle. That's no points, unfortunately, on that last question, a fairly difficult one to end that round. And with that, propelling from the start to the end of this round, realizing the need to shoulder the responsibility of their performance. The Delhi final has its participants stacked closely behind each other. You'll see that on the scoreboard, but that's after the break. Stay tuned.
माने मार्केट बढ़िया चल रहा है नहीं पर शेयर खरीद कर 2 वीक्स हो गया प्राइस नहीं बढ़ रहा है
अरे बढ़ने का छोड़ ये बता कुछ वेट घटा गया
अभी लास्ट वीक तो जिम ज्वाइन किया है रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है
करेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट का भी यही रूल है भाई रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है
करेक्ट है मिस्टर माने बड़े से आने लंबी इन्वेस्टमेंट की ही ठाने धीम तान तन दिन धीम तान तन दिन
Welcome back. The scoreboard sings the tune of a rivalry, intensifying season after season. With hits and misses in equal measure, there is no clear, convincing leader for now, but we still have Rohan, who's in the lead with a score of 25 points. Closely following him on his heels is Bhavya with a score of 20 points. And then we have both Ayush and Abhinav at 15 points apiece. And some distance away is Anand at 5 and Pradyumna at -5. But, you know, this kind of continuity sort of begs a little bit more of an intent going into our final round. The final push for the spot in the final will require steely spirit and some bold blueprint. It's time answers start coming back to back for its 3 in a row. There will be 4 sets of 3 questions that I will be asking, all of them on the buzzer. In the ending of one answer is the beginning of the next answer. 10 points if you give me a correct answer to a question, but a -5 if you give me a wrong answer. And beyond just the negative, I will also ask you to sit out for the remainder of the questions in that set. But if it's the last question of the set, then I won't be asking you to sit out. But if you give me 2 correct answers in a particular set, you get bonus 5 points. So 10 and 10 makes that a 25. And if you give me all three correct answers in a set, 10, 10, and 10, and a bonus 10 will get you 40 points in all. There will be 3 buzzers allowed per question. So in every question, I will allow for 3 different participants to hit the buzzer and give me an answer should the question remain alive for all 3 attempts. But if I have an answer on the very first attempt, that is that, and the question ends. All right, so we'll start. First question coming up on the buzzer. Remember, the ending of one answer is the beginning of the second answer. So the first one is a fresh question, of course, so you don't know where it starts. So once when I declare the answer, once when you tell me what the right answer is, after that, for the second and the third question, it sort of will be a hopefully easier journey because you would at least have some idea of where the answer begins with. All right, so here's question number 1 for the first set. Old advertisements for what Henkel soap, widely cited as the first antibacterial soap, promise to stop odor before it starts, keeping you fresh round the clock, as their ad copies claimed. What Henkel soap? On the buzzer is Pradyumna.
Is it pears?
I'm afraid it's not pears. It's a -5 there, Pradyumna. Bhavya, that's too late on the buzzer. I can't allow you to give me an answer. You have to be quicker on the buzzer. But that's a -5 to Pradyumna. Bhavya, if you'd like to give an answer, feel free to do that, but not for points.
I also thought pears.
Okay, well, then you should be mighty pleased that I didn't let you answer that one. The answer, the question said round the clock. The answer is dial, right? So this is a dial soap is what I was seeking. There's no answer, no correct answer from anyone, so nobody gets points. Pradyumna, unfortunately, that's a -5, and beyond that, I'll also ask you to sit out for the remaining of the 2 questions in this set. The other 5 of you can press the buzzer. We'll move on to question number 2. The name of which coastal town south of Mumbai is derived from a Bene Israeli Jew who owned many agricultural plantations there. And over the years, people began referring to the garden with the owner's name. and over generations, the name altered the vowel and has finally settled on the current one. What name am I looking for? On the buzzer is Abhinav.
I'll say Alibag.
Alibag. And how do you arrive at Alibag?
I mean, AL was firstly that was the first clue. And I've been to Alibag, that's south of Mumbai. So, and of course, there's garden. Yeah, there's a bit of
and
garden there.
The garden gives you the Bagh. That is correct. It is indeed Alibag. So originally came from Eliza's garden, who was a big landowner there, the Bene Israeli Jews who came in after they had to leave. And so from Elicha Bagh with the E, over a period of time, it became Alika Bagh, and then we settled on Ali Bagh. That is correct, Abhinav. So that gets you 10 points. Last question for the set coming up. The laborers transported to plantations during the British Raj were called girmitias. The term comes from the Awadhi pronunciation of what English word, which was the name of the contract that the laborers signed? On the buzzer is Abhinav on the verge of a bonus.
Agreement.
Agreement. And so how do you get that answer?
I mean, the word Girmitia comes from agreement firstly. I mean, AG is there in the last answer. Yeah.
That is correct. So comes from Girmitia. Girmitia sort of was used for Girmit, and Girmit came from agreement. Agreement is what they signed. And so agreement, in native pronunciation kept becoming Girmit, Girmit. And so Girmit, whoever signed the Girmit became a Girmitia, right? And, there is no official sort of record for who's first, who's next. But, one of them could be, you could also argue that Mahatma Gandhi was one of the first Girmitias from India. That is correct, Abhinav. And the fact that you got a second answer in the set means you get a bonus 5. So that's 15 points on this question and overall 25 points to Abhinav for this set and a -5 that I had given earlier to Pradyumna. So -5 Pradyumna, 25 to Abhinav on this set. And this is how the set ends. So dial, Alibag and agreement. We move on to the second set and we call upon Pradyumna to participate as well. So you won't sit out anymore unless anybody else gives me a wrong answer. So here's set number 2, first question. In economics, this index is equal to the portion of the total community income that would have to be redistributed for there to be perfect equality. Thus, it is called as what? After a character from English folklore. On the buzzer is Anand.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood from English folklore. That is correct. That's the answer. That's well done, Anand, from Sale, collecting 10 points after a fair bit of time. So well done. It is indeed Robin Hood.
One query here. Is the word hood the last answer, last word or index?
Yeah, hood. Hood. Robin Hood.
Okay.
Yeah, not index, but Robin Hood. So that's Robin Hood. That gets Anand 10 points. We'll move on to question number 2 for this set. What brand under the Dabur umbrella, since its acquisition of the maker of hygienic products like Babool, Miswak, Promise, is available as a cream, spray, gel, roll-on, band, patches, oil, and earlier this year with Kajol as brand ambassador, a liquid vaporizer. On the buzzer is Anand on the verge of bonus.
Odomos.
Odomos. That is correct indeed. So from Hood, you have the 2 letters OD, and that is what Anand picked on. That's very well done, Anand. That gets you 10 points and a bonus 5 for giving me 2 answers. Now, if for the third answer, Anand, you give the third answer correct, so adding to the 5-pointer bonus, I'll give you another 5 points bonus. So total will be 40. It won't be a 10-pointer bonus on the last one. So right now, Anand has secured 25 points already. We'll move on to the third question in the set. Founded by him in the 80s in Delhi, which company was in the news last couple of months for alleged criminal conspiracy, cheating, forgery, and corruption? While it became insolvent in 2018, its assets were purchased by this American company on the right in 2020. Right, Anand.
Mozabeer.
Is lovely. Absolutely. That's a very well done answer there from Anand. That was Deepak Puri of Mozabeer. His family was under duress by the state by CBI conducting searches at their home and office, and the company from US actually purchased some of the rights to the names. They were pretty big, at least about a decade ago, when they used to manufacture CDs and various other computing instruments. So it's a lovely answer there, Anand. All the points going to you, and a full set of 40 points to Anand on that last set, 10, 10, and 10, and a plus 10. Right, so Robin Hood, Odomos, and Mozabear. Well done to Anand, 40 points to you. We move on now to our next set. Here's set number 3, first question. What printer was invented by this Canon employee in the 1970s, while another HP employee developed the technology simultaneously and independently? Interestingly, the inspiration for both was accidental when they saw bubbles being formed when a certain liquid was heated. On the buzzer is Bhavya.
Inkjet?
Is correct. It is inkjet. These are inkjet printers that was originally created by both Canon as well as HP, different parts of the world, coming up with technology simultaneously and independently. And what they found was pretty interesting. Both of them accidentally found ink expanding when heated, right? So they realized that, okay, here's a possibility that we can do for our printers. It is indeed inkjet. That's a fine answer, Bhavya. That gets you 10 points. We'll now move on to our second question for this set. Nothing to do with speed of flying. The lowest rank of coal or this gemstone in the picture is the root word for what? 2-word color with the hex code hashtag 0A0A0A or RGB 101010. On the buzzer is Ayush.
I'll say Etihad Black.
Is incorrect. That's a -5, Ayush, and goes to Pradyumna.
Jet black.
Jet black from inkjet. Ayush, you had to maintain the continuity. Don't forget about it. It is indeed jet black. Black was visible. Jet came in from the previous answer. So Ayush, you had to not work as hard as you did. Unfortunately, Ayush, I'll have to give you a negative. That's a -5, and also request you to sit out on the next question. Pradyumna, on the other hand, gets a +10, and Bhavya has already collected a 10-pointer from the previous question. So the 5 participants, barring Ayush, attempt the last question. Here's question number 3. Since last year, a Bollywood father-daughter duo have been endorsing which brand that turned unicorn in 2021 was founded by a new shark who you see in the picture, joining the Shark Tank India Season 3. On the buzzer is Rohan.
Echo.
3 different answers coming in this set. This is indeed Varun Dua from Acco, from Jet Black. You take the last 3 letters and you just add 1 letter, and that 1 letter earning Rohan 10 points. So 3 different participants collecting 10 points apiece in this set. That's Bhavya who got 10, Pradyumna who got 10, and Rohan finishing with a 10-pointer. Unfortunately, Ayush getting a -5.
Ajay, could we take a look at the scores once, please?
Yes, we can. I request the console to quickly help me with the scores before we move on to the final set. And the fact that we're looking at the scores means we'll have to ask those of you who are not mathematically going to qualify, or when I say qualify, I essentially mean win the Delhi Regional Final. I'll have to ask you to sit out. So I'll keep the mental calculations in my head for the remaining 3 questions and the 2 questions, and then for the final question. If you don't have a mathematical possibility of qualifying or winning, I'll have to ask you to sit out. Okay. I request the console to please help me with the scores. Just give me a moment. And I think there is some sound coming. Okay. So scores are as follows. We have Ayush who's on 10, Abhinav who's on 40, then is Anand who's on 45, Pradyumna who's on 0, Bhavya on 30, and Rohan on 35. So at this stage, depending on if Anand gives a wrong answer, then Abhinav gives a wrong answer. Perhaps, okay, if Anand gives a wrong answer and then Pradyumna gives 3 consecutive correct answers, is when Pradyumna has a chance. So, Pradyumna, I'll only let you answer provided Anand is first. Okay, so it's a very kind of tricky-ish situation. So you'll have to wait for Anand to buzz and then you have to be second on the buzzer. But if that's not the equation, then Pradyumna, I'll have to ask you to sit out. Okay. And then we'll do this exercise again after the second question and eventually, sorry, after the first question and then after the second question as well. And we'll see for whom is it mathematically possible or not possible. Pradyumna, if you're the first on the buzzer, then I won't let you answer essentially, right? Because it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I'll be a little cautious of who to let answer when. Okay, so here's set number 4. First question coming up on your screen now. What rhyming Japanese philosophy describes embracing imperfections, signaling a belonging to the world of things and not a world of ideas? Was also the name of a furniture range that you see in the visual by Ashish Shah for Urban Ladder. On the buzzer is Rohan.
Wabi Sabi.
Wabi Sabi, absolutely, that is correct. It is indeed Wabi Sabi. So that's 10 points to Rohan, which means Rohan moves up to 45, which practically means that both Ayush and Pradyumna won't be allowed to attempt the remaining questions. However, what I can do is Ayush and Pradyumna, both of you can hit the buzzer, right? You can be in the first 3, but if there is somebody else who mathematically has a possibility of winning this quiz, I will give them a chance ahead of you, but they'll have to hit the buzzer in the first 10 seconds, obviously, to have a chance of having a go at the answer. But, I don't want to take away the opportunity from Ayush and Pradyumna. The spotlight's on all 6 of you. If you think you have the answers in the latter part of the quiz, feel free to give answers, but just hold on, wait for me to sort of manually reorder you in terms of who goes first, who goes next. But for everybody, all 6 of you, you have to hit the buzzer within the first 10, within the 10 seconds. That remains constant, right? So I don't think, so scores right now, we have Abhinav at 40, Anand at 45, Bhavya at 30, and Rohan at 45, right? Ayush and Pradyumna, unfortunately, are a fair distance away. So they will only get a chance if these 4 decide against answering. Rohan, you've already collected 10 points on this question. So you are on the verge of collecting bonuses. But anybody who gives me a wrong answer will be asked to sit out. We'll now move on to our second question, the penultimate question of this quiz. Question number 2 coming up now. The coining of what 2-word term has been credited to quite a few people, including the sociologist on the left in 1980, although he coined it in a different context, the computer scientist in the 1990s in the middle, and this director at O'Reilly Media on the right. What term that first appeared in the Oxford English Dictionary in 2013 and has its earliest evidence on this ancient stick that you see on extreme right, found in Africa? There is Ayush on the buzzer, but he'll wait for others to have a chance at it. And the time is up. There is nobody else willing to have a go. So I'll ask Ayush if you want to collect some points here.
I'll say big data.
Big data, of course, it is indeed big data. From the BI of Wabi Sabi, you have big data. That is correct. That's well done to Ayush. Very good answer. So those were Charles Tilly, the sociologist whose idea for big data was something else and not in the context of collection of data. John Massey and then Roger Mugalis, all of whom have been credited with coining of the term big data. And that was the Ishango bone that was found in Uganda and Africa, which had some lines, which is considered to be the first ever incident of collection of big data. So it's a fine answer. Ayush gets you 10 points. Unfortunately, still doesn't offer you enough opportunities to qualify further ahead into the final. The scores as follows: Abhinav on 40, Anand on 45, Bhavya on 30, and Rohan on 45. With one question to go, Rohan on the brink of collecting bonus, and so is Ayush, just for record's sake. Others, you have an opportunity. So Bhavya, the only way you can go ahead of Anand and Rohan both is if both of them are before you are wrong on the buzzer. Only then does Bhavya get an opportunity to answer. So Bhavya, you might have to wait to hit the buzzer, or maybe you can just hit the buzzer, but I will give 10 seconds for either Rohan, or the remaining three actually, Abhinav, Anand and Rohan, all three of them will have a go before Bhavya, Ayush and Pradyumna have an opportunity at giving an answer. All right, I hope that's clear with everyone. So here's the final question coming up on your screen. Which conglomerate brought in its professionalism to their newly founded movie-making business called Cutting Edge? Unfortunately, those processes bled their balance sheet, and while still in the production cycle, they sold the film and eventually quit the business altogether. On the buzzer is Abhinav.
Yeah, this is Tata. This is Ratan Tata's only venture into film production.
All right, with Tata's, the answer is indeed the Tatas, or Tata Infomedia specifically. But that is correct, the conglomerate in question being the Tatas. And this was, of course, a tribute to one of the doyens of Indian business who passed away earlier this week. Tata Infomedia, incidentally, had one shot at film production business, which was way back in early 2000s with the film Etbar, and unfortunately didn't quite work out for them. Production delays, cost escalations, and they decided to quit the business altogether. It is indeed Tata, so Wabi Sabi, Big Data, and Tata Infomedia. Those were the three answers in that set. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of a fabulously contested competition with a tribute at the end, like I said, to the doyen of Indian business. This is all that we had for this Super Saturday at Cerebration. There is a small matter of announcement of the winner that is pending. And with that declaration, Cerebration Delhi will be ending. But on the other side of this break, we resume shortly.
In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policymaker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature portfolio provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
है भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से जय हो विजय हो जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
जेके टायर देश का टायर
Check. This is my temple, this is my mental be sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without. You better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
सच्ची इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे इतना प्रॉफिट? मैं अभी पैसे ट्रांसफर करती हूँ। सीट बेल्ट लगा लो मिस्टर माने, सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
और डॉली जी तेरी सेफ्टी उसका क्या
मतलब? मैंने तो सीट बेल्ट पहनी हुई है।
रोड पे नहीं मैडम, इन्वेस्टमेंट में सेफ्टी
है। इन्वेस्टमेंट में कैसी सेफ्टी? वो तो बढ़ना ही है।
पक्का स्कीम जेन्युइन है या नहीं? अगर पैसा डूबा तो किसके पास जाओगी?
यू आर राइट मिस्टर माने, इन्वेस्टमेंट करते समय सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
करेक्ट।
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की ही ठाने धीम तान तन दिन धीम तान तन दिन दे
Welcome back. He was in it to win it. In fact, when you take a look at the scores, they were all in it to win it. But with answers coming by the truckload from all corners, inviting points aplenty on the road, the Delhi champion felt discomfort only momentarily, but he eventually came from behind and won extraordinarily. With a half century to boot with 50 points, conquering Delhi is a freelancer in Abhinavdar. Stepping on the glory of regional supremacy here at Delhi, just like he did with Mumbai last year. Congratulations, Abhinav. I'll see you and you'll see me at the BSc in Mumbai on the 20th of October. Well, that is that. Delhi deploying its best. Thank you to the remainder of the participants as well. I extend an invitation to all of you to join in for Cerebration 2025. And finally, a word of acknowledgement to our viewers and partners. Presenting partner, JK Tyre. It's powered by Indian Oil. It's brought to you in association with BSc and university partner, Amity University, Gurugram. Well, that's a wrap from the team at the Hindu Business Line Celebration Corporate Quiz 2024. I'll see you at 11 a.m. tomorrow for the Mumbai Showdown. It's goodbye for now.
In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar, that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature, Portfolio, provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Check, this is my temple, this is my mental be sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
Pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
सच्ची इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे इतना प्रॉफिट? मैं अभी पैसे ट्रांसफर करती हूँ। सीट बेल्ट लगा लो मिस्टर माने, सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
और डॉली जी, तेरी सेफ्टी उसका क्या
मतलब? मैंने तो सीट बेल्ट पहनी हुई है।
रोड पे नहीं मैडम, इन्वेस्टमेंट में सेफ्टी
है। इन्वेस्टमेंट में कैसी सेफ्टी? वो तो बढ़ना ही है।
पक्का स्कीम जेन्युइन है या नहीं? अगर पैसा डूबा तो किसके पास जाओगी?
यू आर राइट मिस्टर माने, इन्वेस्टमेंट करते समय सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
करेक्ट।
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने, सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की ही ठाने। धीम तान तन धीम तान धीम तान तन धीम।